I recently created a automation for my client that saved him about 15 hours a week. The problem was that, like I said, he spends 15 hours every week writing posts in quite a manual way. He wrote them first with the help of ChatGPT, then he logged into LinkedIn, posted them, then to X. He rewrote it for that platform, posted it, then Instagram, posted it, etc., for all 5 platforms every single day. Now, what did I make instead? So my solution looks like this. He types in one topic he wants to write about. The system writes the post. It formats it for each platform that he wants to post it on. It posts it everywhere automatically without anyone touching it. So basically, the entire automation is topic in, post out. Now, this is what I charge thousands of dollars for to set up to my clients. And in this video, I will actually give you the blueprint to do this on your own. So in this video, you will learn the exact workflow from topic to published post, how to make an AI sound like you, so it doesn't sound just like AI Slop, auto-formatting it for each platform. We will also add an approval step, which can be important, so it doesn't post anything that you haven't approved. And then at the end, you will have a complete blueprint to do this on your own. So let's jump into it. Quick backstory. A client came to me a few weeks ago, and he said to me that he's spending, we estimated about 15 hours a week. He said that he has topics that he wants to write about, but he never really knows what to write. I wouldn't say that he was staring at a blank screen necessarily, because he was using ChatGPT. So it was automated in one sense, but it was a lot of, like, every single post he wrote was a new process. He needed to write the prompt again. The result always sounded very much like AI. He had to edit it heavily. Of course, he then needed to reformat it in 5 different ways. And like every single step, he needed to copy the text, move it to another chat, etc. So he essentially came to me and asked me, can you just automate this for me? And when I do these kinds of projects for clients, I try to not build the custom software at this early stage. Instead, I try to build something that gives value as quickly as possible. So that's why I used Claude Code in this case. So in 1 week, I managed to create this 4-step workflow where he goes to Claude Code, he writes the topic he wants to Claude to write about. It writes the full post, he approves, it formats it for each platform, again he approves, and then it posts everywhere on its own. Now, because this is like an automation that I wanted to do very quickly, it requires 0 forms, no spreadsheets. This is all just a conversation between him and Claude. Okay, cool. So let me show you this in practice. So I'm assuming that you have Claude Code set up. If not, then it's quite an easy process. You can, ask Claude how to set up Claude Code, basically. I want to mention, I don't have it up now, but Claude has a desktop app. I would recommend using it if you find the UI is easier to work with. But the benefit of using the terminal window is that you can do a lot of things simultaneously, basically. You can have as many terminal windows up as you want, basically. Okay, so once you're in the terminal, I want you to create a folder for this project. I know that I've already created my folder. It's called demo, and it's inside Claude projects. So when you navigate, you press CD. You can also press LS to see what's inside. the current folder that you're in. So we can see the demo folder, and we tell it to cd demo. So we're inside this folder now. I want to show you how it looks. Right, I need to start Claude as well. So you write Claude and it starts Claude. So now you're inside Claude, and I want to show you how it looks. I've already done this once before, so I have this saved, but I'm gonna tell it, create a post about how AI automation is saving me 15 hours a week. Now, as you can see, it is reading the skills, social media, social content, and voice guide. I'll come back to this later. But this is the draft post. I'm getting 15 hours back every day. Now, let me just say, this is not the what I delivered to my client. I've set this up just as a demo, so keep that in mind. It's not going to be perfect. I'm getting 15 hours back every week, not by working less, by letting AI. Here's what changed, email response, yada yada. Okay, great. So now we have the first draft. And so now it only checks for if this sounds like my voice. So again, this is going to be a conversation, so we can go back and forth with this and iterate on it and say like, no, I don't like this. It should be more like this and this, etc. But let's say I'm happy with this. Okay, great. So what it has done now is that once we said that we're happy with this first draft, it is reading elements of style. So this skill, writing clearly and concisely, and it will use those principles from that skill to polish this draft to make it even better. So now it's a little bit different. I can't see any huge differences, but it's probably a bit more concise and a bit more clear. Here you can see what changes made. And the next step is humanizing the content. So I'm going to tell it continue. Now, what I usually do when I wait for this to load, I will open up a new terminal and I will fire up another agent doing something else. This is the benefit of using the terminal, in my opinion. Okay, so it seems to have humanized it. And here again, you can see what changes it made. And then it asks, does this feel more like you? Ready to save this and move on to formatting? Move to formatting for different platforms. So yes. So now we have a draft that is in your voice. It uses the write clearly and concisely skill. It uses the humanize skill. And now we're moving on to formatting it for different platforms. Content here, formatted posts. I just wanted to show you that it actually saves them to a markdown file so they don't get lost. And let's look a little bit at them. So LinkedIn, it has a little bit different formatting than the first draft we had, but overall looks kind of the same. Ends with a question. And then the Twitter thread is like in a thread format. It decided it should be split up into threads. And this I actually like. It has a good like hook. Of course, the content maybe isn't the most valuable, but it's splitting it up nicely. Also, Instagram actually looks like Instagram. It's using hashtags, it's using emojis, and Facebook. Okay, so now you have actually written post draft, you have formatted it for 4 different platforms, and you've also posted it on the 4 different platforms. Now, what is actually happening under the hood that's so cool? So what's so beneficial about Claude Code is that it's super simple. So all you have is basically this demo folder, and you create a Claude. You can when I say that you should do this, I mean just tell Claude to do it for you. You can tell the Claude.md file, that's like the main file that Claude always uses and always reads. So you can, it's a good idea to put in like the purpose of the project in Claude. And you can even tell Claude like initialize the project. The purpose of this project is this, and this. And like it's so here it's adding like the available skills, the workflow, exactly the step 1, write the post, step 2, polish the writing, like exactly the workflow that we just went through. And what's so cool about this is that this is basically like a N8N or Zapier workflow. I don't know if you've seen those softwares or tools, whatever you want to call it. But in those you have like nodes and everything's like super strict. These are like also kind of nodes that and like it is a workflow, but it's a lot more fluid. So you can like if you're on step 3 and you're like, hold on, I actually missed something. I want to start over, write the post again, or like change something in the original post, and it can just go back and do it. It's smart enough to do it. So Claude is the main folder. Just tell it to initialize the project. A voice guide again. You can and you should. Like obviously, what's going to make your AI like write in a human way, or like in a way that you would write, is just to give it information about how you write. So make it tell it to write like a skill or create a skill. You can literally just like create a skill that explains how I write posts. I always write like a pirate, for example. Stupid, of course. But then it will actually do this. And then the next time that you write a post, it will read this skill and start writing as a pirate. And every time you enter this project and you write the post, it will write like a pirate. And as you can see here, you have the skill. Now, I interrupted it just for the sake of this video, but it would create a skill.md file in here. And again, it will write like a pirate every time. Now, I also have a few other skills. Like these are all skills that you would either need to write or to like download from something like skills.sh. Here you can find a lot of skills. You can find the humanizer skill, this one, and you can just copy this, go into a terminal and paste that in, and it will download that skill. Pretty cool. This is actually the humanizer skill that I have. Then everything are just like different skills. Now probably the most complicated skill here is the post everywhere. So I will show you quickly how to make it actually post everywhere. So what I would recommend is using something like buffers. So you can actually use like Twitter's API and LinkedIn's API, but I wouldn't recommend it. Like it costs a lot. You can get like rate limited, and like Meta's API is not the most fun to work with, if it's even possible. So I would recommend using something like Buffer that works with this. Like the whole purpose is to post on social media, and you can like obviously do it through their UI, or you can do it through their API. So in this case, you would create an account, you would subscribe, it's pretty cheap, and then you take the API key once you've logged in, and you tell Claude create an env file with the API key buffer API key 123. What this will do is save your API key because the Cloud will need it to be able to call the API. And once it has it, all right. So here is the .env file. It's hidden because it's a dot. It has a dot before it. So if you want to see it, you need to press Command Shift dot, and then you can tell Claude like add to the post skill to use the API key inside .env in order to use the buffer API to post on all social media platforms. And as you can see here, it's using it's instructing it to use the buffer API key. Now you can build this by yourself. But I've noticed that people are having issues with like hitting the API, or like spend hours debugging the formatting. They can't really get it to work correctly. There's also kind of an art to write the skills and make it world class, basically, to really write as you would write. Now you can also skip all that. I do offer a free AI audit where we get on a call. I will map out your process that you're using to write social media posts or other things. We can automate basically everything. I will find the workflows or the tasks that is taking the most time for you, and I will recommend what to do in order to save as much time and money as possible. This audit, like I said, is completely free. There's like no pitch. I will just give you a roadmap. If you don't want to pay anything after that, that's totally fine. And you can find the link in the description if you're interested in this.